real good feeling. Right now, 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 right now. Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. I got a real good feeling.
Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and in today's live stream, guys, we have a ton to talk about. Number one, we are going to be kicking off the stream with some news coming out of China, because a lot of miners are about to get shut down in China as China's 14th five-year plan comes into effect and they're trying to cut carbon emissions. We're also going to be talking about in this stream a bit of a recap on what happened in yesterday's Cardano Africa special. I'm going to give about 5 minutes of time to that and get you guys caught up on what exactly happened there. We're going to be going over our price predictions at the end of the stream, and I am going to be showing you my top 6 investments for long-term profit potential in cryptocurrency. We are joined, as always, by my co-host, non-crypto Tim. How you doing, Tim?
What's up, everybody? I'm sorry, chat was calling me. I was signed into the wrong YouTube. I was in the Crypto Jebb YouTube thing, so I'm now signed in. I'm here. I love the comment. Tim couldn't get one touchdown day. I think I'm going to get one touchdown day. It's not a 9 touchdown day for Tim. Things didn't go exactly the way I thought they would perfectly, but we'll talk about that later in the show.
Indeed,
but I think I'm going to get one touchdown. You know?
Guys, we are also joined, as always, by Smee the Tree, also known as Smee the Producer. How you doing, Smee?
Hi, guys. I'm just vibing.
Smee, where's your hat?
I didn't bring it today.
This is the first time I've seen Smee's hair in like 3 months.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I literally didn't wear a hat the stream before yesterday.
Okay, well, I think he's lying. I think he's been wearing a hat the whole time. Guys, we have a lot that we want to get into in today's live stream. We are not going to hold off very long at all. If we can jump onto my screen, Smee, I want to go ahead and read you guys an article because this is actually incredibly important. We're not going to go too deep into detail on this in today's live stream, but we are planning for Monday's live stream. If nothing is going crazy in the market that we have to cover that day, we are going to go extremely in detail on this subject, and I'm going to show you why this might be, at the same time, one of the biggest existential threats to Bitcoin, but also one of the biggest opportunities for Bitcoin. Like I said, we're going to talk more about that in a future stream, but I do want to give you a brief rundown before we jump into the meat and potatoes of today's video. Bitcoin mining in China set for stricter supervision due to carbon concerns. China is repeatedly paying more attention to the crypto mining sector amid concerns of its growing carbon footprint. If you jump down here in this article, you can see that China's 14th five-year plan outlines a set of targets which includes an 18% reduction target for CO2 intensity and a 13.5% reduction in energy intensity from 2021 to 2025. If you look on this chart, you can see that the province of Xinjiang, I probably am butchering that, makes up 35% of China's hash rate for Bitcoin mining. And that's actually quite a lot because if you guys know anything about Bitcoin mining and the distribution of it around the world, you will know that 65% of Bitcoin hash rate resides in China proper, resides in China itself. So 65% of total hash rate lives in China, and 35% of China's hash rate lives in Xinjiang. That means nearly 20%, actually I think it's a little over 20%, of all Bitcoin hash rate is in this one province that you can see right here. It's this province in China, and they are talking about completely shutting it down in that province, going into effect tomorrow. This article broke a couple of months ago. China's Bitcoin miners flee Inner Mongolia ahead of crypto mining ban. If we scroll down here, you can see that they are talking about shutting down mining in this province. So let's go to full screen. Let's discuss really quickly. Like I said, we are going to do an entire stream on this whenever we have a down day next week, probably on Monday if nothing big is happening. And we're going to talk about this more. But briefly, I want to tell you this. Bitcoin is mostly susceptible to one thing. And by the way, it is not very susceptible at all to this one thing. Bitcoin is an incredibly secure ecosystem. But if there was one way that you could hack or attack Bitcoin, it would be through a 51% attack. That requires you having 51% of mining power. Well, China has 65% of mining power. So if China were to want to try and confiscate some of those miners, then they would potentially, this is speculation in theory, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but they could in theory attempt a 51% attack. Again, I'm not saying that's going to happen. That being said, as China in this 5-year plan of theirs, extending through 2025, wants to lower their carbon footprint, they are putting restrictions on Bitcoin mining, which is actually probably going to result in more decentralization of Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin hash power around the world. Because if you look at this chart again, let's jump back to my screen really quickly, Smay, and then we're going to move on. You'll find China makes up 65% of Bitcoin hash rate. The United States is second at 7%. There is quite a bit of centralization of Bitcoin hash rate in China, and it's something that we're going to talk about more. So let's go to full screen. Let's discuss briefly, and then we're going to jump into those top 6 investments. And we're also going to, before we get into that, do a quick recap on what happened with Cardano's Africa special tomorrow. Tim, what's going on in chat, and do you have any opinions on this?
Yeah, some people were talking to me a little bit about the draft. Guys, I would love to answer questions and talk about draft stuff. Unfortunately, this is a crypto channel. I don't know, maybe someday I'll start like a sports channel and we'll talk about that. But if you are a football fan, last night was very interesting. So that's, then that. Some people are talking about, they're speculating which coins we're going to talk about. Someone said just go ahead and talk about Doge. I don't think that Doge is going to be one of the 6, but I'll let Jebb get to that here in a little bit. Someone asked, is the price of Bitcoin going to drop? Good question, Jebb. Do you have TA? You're working on that later, or
we're going to be doing some technical analysis on the big 3, which we call
Perfect.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. So look forward to that, guys. We are going to talk about Bitcoin and its price in this stream, guys. Make sure you smash that like button. By the way, if we get to 1,000 likes, we are going to be going into overtime and extending the stream by 15 minutes. So make sure you hit that like button if you would like to see everything that we have to talk about today, because it is going to be a bit of a rush to try and fit it all in. Is there anything else in chat, or can I move on to our Cardano recap? Good deal, guys. So if we can jump onto my screen just really quickly, Smay, I can go ahead and begin presenting what we saw happen with Cardano's Africa special yesterday, which was a very big announcement. There were a lot of details presented in the Africa special yesterday that we're very interested in. One of the biggest ones is actually the fact that Cardano Africa is partnering with a company called World Mobile. If you watched the Africa special yesterday, like we did here on stream, then you will know that World Mobile is attempting to implement different nodes all throughout the country of Africa, starting in Zanzibar, to bring all kinds of people in all kinds of different places online and get them connected to the internet. The big question that a lot of people have about Cardano moving into Africa is, okay, well, Cardano sounds like a great project, sounds like it's going to help a lot of people, but it's based on the internet, and internet is still not accessible for something like 700 million people in Africa. What's their plan for that? This is their plan for that, and they talked about it in yesterday's stream. World Mobile is trying to connect 250,000 people to get started with this. Not going to go into too much detail on this because they did talk about it yesterday. You can go and do your own research on that. That's not the point of this video, but this is a big topic that you need to keep in mind. Cardano does have a plan for how it's going to help to bring Africa online so that Cardano can help to bring that continent up to speed with the rest of the world and start to become a developed continent like a North America or like a Europe. Very, very good news for them. Another thing we saw happen in yesterday's stream was we saw Cardano announcing that they're teaming with Save the Children for humanitarian initiative. This is something that, again, they talked about at length. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, but it is very encouraging to hear that Cardano is working for nonprofits on the continent of Africa. Let's go to full screen really quickly, and I'm going to discuss one of the final things that they talked about happening with Ethiopia. They talked about in yesterday's live stream how Cardano is partnering with it's not the Department of Education, it's the Ministry of Education. I forget the exact term.
Yep.
The Ministry of Education.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the technical term. They're partnering with the Ministry of Education to bring 5 million high school students online in the coming years, as Cardano is going to be presenting identification and ID. We take for granted all the time how we have ID. We use our credit. We use our credit cards. We use our debit cards. We have a social security number. We have all these things that help to identify us so that we can get loans and so that we can buy houses and so that we can open up bank accounts. That is non-existent in large portions of Africa, even in some of the more developed parts of Africa, like Ethiopia. A lot of people don't know this. Ethiopia is one of the fastest growing economies in the entire world right now. So what Cardano is attempting to do is to build a decentralized identification ecosystem upon which grades and attendance records and everything for these students can be built on, so that ID issue in Africa can help to be resolved. It's a pretty big deal. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail, as we did do a watch party of that yesterday, and you can go and do some more research by watching the Africa special. But I do just want to tell you guys that is very encouraging news, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Cardano is going to do with these partnerships on the continent of Africa. Guys, we have quite a lot to talk about. Let's see. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Any questions in chat? We might have time for one or two before we jump into our top 6. Let's see. What do we see in chat, guys?
Yeah, let us know in chat what are your guys' thoughts about Cardano Africa? Because we talked a lot about it this morning. We talked about it yesterday. There were portions of it that seemed long and a little bit boring. I know there's probably a lot of people that share that, but there's a lot of very interesting details there. Maybe not exactly what a lot of people thought. But what do you guys think on that?
I see something really big.
Someone
in
said,
chat.
"Please, Africa is not a country." I know. I'm aware.
Did we say it was a country?
I didn't say that.
I thought I heard you say continent.
I said I'm well aware it's not a country.
You guys want to know what I see in chat?
What?
do you see?
I see a bunch of cutie patooties.
Ooh, a bunch of cutie patooties that ought to smash that like button. Guys, give us a 1 in chat if you saw Smay's glorious performance yesterday. And if you didn't, you got to go back and watch the end of yesterday's live stream. Something crazy awesome happened when we hit 1,500 likes. You're not going to want to miss it. Anything final before we jump into these top 6? Let's see here.
I think let's go ahead and move into what we're doing.
Cool. If I said country, if I said the country of Africa, I talk quickly. I'm sorry. I do know better, you know. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. The top 3, because we have top 6 cryptocurrency investments that we're going to be talking about in today's live stream. The top 3 are obviously our big 3. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ADA. We're going to do some technical analysis on those, but I'll go ahead and let you in on what one of the other top 3 are. It's Binance Coin, and we're going to be explaining the other top 2 and Binance Coin. We're going to be doing TA on those as we move through today's live stream, but I first want to start with some Bitcoin technical analysis, so let's go ahead and jump onto my chart. Tim, we're $50 away from it flipping to me, but unfortunately, it ended
it's funny. At 9:30. At 9:30, it was at 55,016, so that means I actually got the first 3 right. I think by the end of the stream, you might be right.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the game is what it looks like at 9:30.
Dang, I wish I'd have stayed in that trade I was in earlier.
Okay, we're going to say this again at the end. Jebb won this week because Cardano's sitting at 135. ETH is sitting at 2747, right there between the two of us. But the rules of the game are, what is it at 9:30? You won 2 of the 3 of them. That is a win for Team Jebb. That's 2 in a row.
Look at this guy.
Congratulations.
Woo, let's go. Smay, are we on my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, guys, I actually entered a trade right here a little while ago, and unfortunately, I wish I'd have stayed in it because it would have been a lot bigger, but that's okay. Guys, let's go ahead and zoom out to the daily chart and let's do some Bitcoin technical analysis. Bitcoin is rallying quite a bit right now. In fact, over the last couple of minutes, it is up $150. It's rallying a lot at the moment. And I think the reason for that is because we have a bullish MACD cross coming in on Bitcoin, and this is something that we have been anticipating for the last 5 days. Ever since we saw the histogram reverse and we saw Bitcoin start converging on itself, we have been talking about on the channel that you need to watch out for this Bitcoin MACD cross. We can see the RSI is now pushing 50. If it crosses that 50 level, then we're likely going to see Bitcoin start moving quite a bit to the upside, as that would happen at the same time as that Bitcoin MACD cross. We can also see here that Bitcoin's volume is relatively low today, but I have a hunch that it's going to increase by quite a lot as Bitcoin is moving. We also see that Bitcoin had a green TD sequential flash, which, if you remember back to a previous live stream, the last time we saw that happen was well over a year ago, right back here. We have not seen this happen in over a year, and the fact that it has happened means that Bitcoin is likely to go into quite a large rally. If we look here on our 4 moving averages, excuse me, not our 4 moving averages, our 20 EMA, I want to show you guys why this rally that we're watching right now is so substantial. If Bitcoin is able to rally above $55,300 and maintain that, then it means that we have broken bullish above the 20 EMA, and that is a prime territory to enter a long trade on a swing trade. That means holding Bitcoin for a week to 2 weeks, and I'm going to consider doing just that. Here's the thing about this. Bitcoin has to actually do that because it has resistance at $57,000. This zone right here is quite crucial between $55,500 and $57,000. If we're able to break this, then we should rally quite a bit. In fact, I would say our price target is $62,000. Jebb, where do you get $62,000 from? I'm so glad you asked. If you look at the inverse head and shoulders pattern right here, and we draw a price target from our shoulder line our neckline at $57,000 down to the bottom of this IHNS, you can see it right here in case you didn't see yesterday's stream where I pointed it out. This price target puts us up to $67,000 on Bitcoin. That is our current all-time high, and that would result in Bitcoin actually breaking our current all-time high. Bitcoin looks very bullish. I just want to be watching to see if it breaks 55.5, which was my price target. And if it does, be watching out because there's a very high potential that it's going to go into a big rally. So let's go back to full screen. Let's discuss that. I want to hear your thoughts, guys. Where do you think Bitcoin is going? Do you think Bitcoin is going to break that 55 to 57 zone of resistance, and is it going to rally up to $67,000 and beyond? I've talked about how I think Bitcoin is going to go to $80,000 within the next 3 to 4 months. I think that might be happening even faster than that. It all depends on how Bitcoin rallies here and how aggressively it moves. So I want to hear the thoughts on that in chat. What do we see?
Someone, first of all, guys, if you ask the same question over and over and over again, that doesn't mean we're going to answer it. It actually means we're probably going to put you in timeout. So I'm looking at as many questions as I can, but don't just spam the chat. But that being said, people are talking about Bitcoin. Some people are wondering, why it went up. What Jebb was just looking at the TA, there hasn't been a whole heck of a lot of, other than the Facebook stuff, which ended up being a rumor and really I don't think affected the price whatsoever, negatively or positively. There really hadn't been that much news this week on Bitcoin that's like changing. That being said, so if you looked at the chart he just gave, it had shown a clear inverse head and shoulders pattern happening.
Yep.
And so it's doing everything that the TA was explaining it to do.
Yep.
And so this is one of the reasons why when people ask, why do I need to learn technical analysis? Because on a week where the fundamental news is either false or absent, technical analysis is the way to go to read the market. So people are asking why, what do we have to say that Bitcoin's going to go up? Which, speaking of it, I think it's sitting 55,400, so Jebb would have been right if we'd gone at 945.
Yep.
The reason it's going up is because the technical analysis showed that it was in a pattern that it had to fulfill.
Yep.
That's the short answer to it.
Yeah. No, guys, to be honest with you, I predicted, what were my predictions on here, Tim? I predicted 133 on Cardano. Cardano's at 135. I predicted 26.28 on Ethereum. Ethereum's at 27.40. And I predicted 55.5 on Bitcoin. It's at 55.4.
Yeah.
I got all those predictions, which were within about 1% error from technical analysis. This is probably the best week for me as far as predictions that since we started this. And you know why? Is because nothing happened fundamentally. Everything was dictated by the technical. So when there's an absence of fundamental analysis, the technical analysis reigns, and that is why you should join the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy with a link in the description box down below. Because if you learn technical analysis, it is going to give you the ability to set up profitable trades so that you are able to actually make money in this market. Guys, we are going to move on to Ethereum unless we see anything else in chat. Drop a like on the stream. Smay, we need your help here. They always like whenever you tell them.
Drop a like on the stream.
Yeah, there we go. Drop a like on the stream for Smay's angelic voice and subscribe to the channel. We are fast approaching 100K, and I would love for you to join us. Let's do it, guys. Let's go ahead and jump on to Ethereum. If we take a look at my chart, there is quite a bit that I need to say about Ethereum. Number one, Ethereum has been relatively bullish over the last week. We saw it start the week at $22.40. I think all three of us predicted that it was going to go to somewhere between $2,600 and $3,000. So all of us predicted correctly that it was going to move to the upside. Who wins this week comes down to a technicality, and I believe that it is going to be me, but it could just as easily have been Smay or Tim. Both of them were quite close as well. If we look here on the hourly chart, one of the reasons that Ethereum is trading sideways and not just rallying is because we are in this rising wedge, guys. Rising wedges, if you've gone through CT2A, linked in the description box down below, you will know that 70% of the time the wedge breaks in the opposite direction that it is pointing. So to make that obvious, what I mean by that, we can see this wedge is pointing to the upside. 70% of the time it's going to break the opposite direction it's pointing. So that's what we've done. Over the last 2 days, Ethereum has traded sideways out of that wedge, essentially breaking to the downside because we broke our uptrending level of support. I actually did a short position on Ethereum this morning and made a few percent on it because I was watching down on these shorter term time frames. As it's trading sideways, there is volatility in here that you can profit from. If we look here on the hourly chart MACD, we can also see that the MACD is pretty bearish. So there is potential that when this bottoms out and when we see RSI bottom out, probably down here around 40 to 50, that you could go into a short-term long position on Ethereum. That is something that we can talk about later, though. If you look on the 4-hourly chart here also, we can see that the MACD is crossed bearish. This has only happened a few times in the last several weeks, and I will show you where they happened. Right here, here, and here. These are the last three major times we've seen bearish MACD crosses. In this case, we traded sideways. In this case, we had a large correction. And in this case, we had a large correction as well. Remember, guys, technical analysis is simply the method by which we look on the past and use it to extrapolate and predict into the future. With all this said, the level that you want to watch for on Ethereum is the 24-hourly exponential moving average. That is sitting around $2,680. Ethereum is likely to pull back here and is probably going to bounce, but if it doesn't, then you're probably going to see a very large correction, dropping several $100s, as we can see this rounded top happening on ETH. Notice how we were in a large rally and we're starting to fall over. We're starting to lose that momentum. We're starting to trade sideways instead of up. This is a very very clear signal that the momentum is shifting from the bulls over to the bears. And that doesn't mean necessarily the bears are in control right now, but it does mean that instead of one side of the war being all in control and just pushing really fast, now there's a deadlock. Now the market is trying to determine who's going to win, the bulls or the bears. Either one can win. It doesn't mean the Bears are in charge just yet, but it does mean that they are closer to being in charge than they were 3 days ago, and you need to keep that in mind. So be watching out for a higher percentage chance that we could pull to the downside. And actually, guys, if we look on the daily chart MACD and RSI, that might make sense as well. As you can see, we're starting to reverse and start to converge on ourselves on the daily chart MACD. And here on the RSI, we see that it is pulling down from 70 to 68. All of that to say that this last 5 day of rally on Ethereum may be coming to an end, and we may be pulling down here to somewhere between $2,400 and $2,500 to meet the 20 EMA, bounce from there and rally to $3,000. I still think we're going to 3K, but right now it's looking pretty conclusive that we're going to need to have a few $100 correction. So let's go to full screen and let's discuss. Tim, what are your thoughts?
I know. So Krista a little bit ago commented, she's like, I need Ethereum to get back down to 2,000 so I can purchase a whole Ethereum. That'd be awesome. Krista, I agree with you. I think Smay default agrees with you. Jebb, what is your thought on that? Do you think it will happen?
I think Smay has to agree with his girl.
I think it's actually binding.
It's actually illegal that if she says something, he has to agree with her. That's the way. You're married. Is that the way that works?
It probably. I might not be the greatest husband at that. I have too strong of an opinion, but I try.
He tries. He's doing good. Guys, I think that Ethereum is going to go into a small pullback. That being said, I don't think it's a bad thing for Ethereum. I think it actually might be a very good thing for Ethereum. Of all cryptocurrencies that we're going to talk about today, Ethereum is the one that has rallied. I don't think it's actually the one that's rallied the most this week, but it's one of the ones that's rallied quite a bit this week. And I think it having a correction and pulling back and resetting that daily chart RSI from 70 down to maybe like a 40-50 region would actually be very healthy for it. Guys, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button. We come here 5 days a week and do these streams, and we're also going to be pumping out some content later on today. So don't forget that. Let's see here.
Hold on here. I'm going to make a like goal right now.
Okay, let's do a like goal.
Ready? If we hit 1,000 likes, not only will we... I'm going to switch it to me real quick.
Go to overtime.
Not only will we go into overtime, but tomorrow, on Saturday, on my personal channel, I'm going to do a Smay stream where you get a 15-minute, only 15 minutes, time with Smay, because my time is valuable. So...
You hear that? 15 minutes of heaven if you hit that like button.
Yeah, if you could hit that like button. For real.
All right, guys. So we are going to move on to some Cardano. Tim is dying off train.
I'm not. That was a sus comment.
That was
a sus comment.
Hey, that's not what I meant. You're being weird. That's on you.
Sometimes it doesn't matter what you meant. Sometimes it matters what you said.
Anyway, we're going to move on to Cardano. Guys, if we jump onto my chart, we can see that Cardano is currently sitting at $1.35, and it is actually in a pattern that we need to be paying attention to. Guys, we have an uptrend right here to be paying attention to on Cardano, and we also have a nice little downtrend. We are on the hourly chart currently for anyone who doesn't see that. This is important for any of you day traders, because as soon as Cardano breaks out of this pattern right here and moves to the upside or to the downside, trade opportunity. You want to be watching this, because if we break this, it's going to result in volatility on this project, on this coin, and that is where profit can be made. Ethereum and Bitcoin both have very important patterns on them, and one of the patterns that we're seeing happen on Bitcoin is an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Well, guess what? We see a very similar pattern happening on Cardano right here, as Cardano has gone into somewhat of a wonky, but definitely still a proper inverse head and shoulders pattern. Smay's trying to distract me with his TikTok memes over there.
I'm sorry.
Out here on the 4-hourly chart, we can see that Cardano is bouncing off of the 24-hourly EMA. That's very healthy. That does mean that Cardano is in a short to medium term uptrend, and that is also good for anyone who wants to swing trade this market. That being said, we're bearish on the MACD right now, and anyone who is in a multi-day swing trade on Cardano is going to want to watch for this to cross bullish, because if it does, that is likely going to be the confirmation we need to see Cardano rally further to the upside to around $1.40 to $1.50. Very good news for any of you guys trading out here on the daily chart, because we have seen a bullish MACD cross on Cardano, and this is almost certainly going to result in a very large rally on this project. Let's take a look at the history. We can see here we had a bullish MACD cross. large rally. When you see here, we had a bullish MACD cross, large rally. Right here, we had a bullish MACD cross, large rally. There are other examples, but those three should suffice you if you take my word for it that the MACD is useful. Guess what? We had a bullish MACD cross the day before yesterday. We bounced and rallied above the 20 daily EMA. Cardano is likely to rally back to its all-time high figure in the next 7 days, and that is my prediction on that. One last thing to touch on here is the TD sequential. Just like on Bitcoin, we saw it bottom out at 9 right here. And if we look at the volume, we can see the volume yesterday was actually quite high despite Cardano not having much movement. That meant there was a lot of trading going on here, and the bears had an opportunity to cause the market to crash, but it didn't as the bulls were strong. This yesterday was a very big test for the bulls on Cardano, especially as Africa special came out. It was a little underwhelming, or at least that's what some people thought. I thought it was really interesting. A lot of people thought it was underwhelming. When that happened, Cardano had a pullback. I can't guarantee you that that had anything to do with the Africa special. That's what people were saying. Again, I thought it was pretty interesting, so don't hate on me for hating on Africa special. I'm not doing that. But the bears had a test, and the bears lost it. The bulls won it, and Cardano is sitting at $1.35 today to tell the tale. Let's go back to full screen, and let's discuss. Where do you guys think Cardano is going, and what do you think our top 3 picks outside of the big 3, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano, are going to be? We're going to touch on those here in just a second. What do we see in chat, Tim?
Man, I think Cardano or ADA, it's at the moment a very polarizing project. Polarizing.
Yep.
It even is slightly polarizing in this office. Not that any one of us doesn't like it at all, but like, okay, Smay, for example, this morning was offering he wasn't saying this was his firm opinion, but it was a fear or a thought, and I'll let Smay kind of say what he wants to say with that.
Yeah, no, I guess what all I was saying was, I don't know if I see Cardano as a firm competition for Ethereum anymore, honestly. Like, I think what Polkadot and Ethereum are trying to do is something a lot different than what it seems like now Cardano's goals and mission is. So I feel like if you're, what I was thinking through is, like, if you're just trying to make some money on an investment, I don't know if I'd go into Cardano, me personally. But I do think that it's still a fantastic project. So, I don't know, that's just where my mind was at. But again, like Tim said, it's not my firm opinion. It was just something that I was thinking through.
Yeah, no, I think one point you made there that Cardano might not actually be a firm competitor to Ethereum is interesting, because Ethereum and Cardano are definitely trying to do different things, and that's something that we need to take into account. They are moving in 2 completely different directions. Just because they're smart contract, just because they're blockchains that are trying to go proof of stake or are already proof of stake and are trying to do smart contracts, does not mean that they're intending to do the same thing. You might be able to do the same thing on both of them, but they both have very different missions and visions. And that's really important, because it means that they're not actually direct competitors. Someone also asked, someone asked a great question, and I wanted to mention it.
While you do that, so real quick, we were talking about in this office, the reason why I am still very bullish on Cardano. So to put some stuff that even Smay was saying in the light, we've seen videos where Charles Hoskinson literally came out and said, hey guys, do not ask me about price predictions. I don't care about the price of Cardano. I care about its effectiveness, its value.
Yep.
Here is the thing. If this was a business, I would be very worried as an investor or someone who's investing in it to say, oh my gosh, the CEO, the guy running it, he's not a CEO, first of all, because it's a decentralized project, but the guy who's helping lead all the charge, he doesn't even want it to have a good price, or he doesn't care about the price. That's a concern to me. The issue is, I think actually that's a beautiful thing that he doesn't care about the price, because he's not going to let the price get in the way of what he wants to do long term. Same thing if there was I don't remember what year it was, Jebb, but maybe you remember the year, but there was a year where the Amazon stock fell dramatically.
It was
right?
in the late 90s.
And Jeff Bezos came out and said, guys, the value of my company has nothing to do with the stock. There is value in this company that I'm in, and I'm going to keep moving forward. There are a lot of people very tempted to dump their stock in Amazon, but I guarantee you, anyone who held on and said, no, this is a good project, let me stay in it, is very happy now that they stayed there. And what it was is Bezos made it very clear, hey guys, I'm not going to let the price of the stock affect me. Now, the other good news is that despite the fact that Charles doesn't care about the price of Cardano, he actually has no control and no interest in that price. And that's the whole thing is that's up to us. As long as he does his job and continues to push that project in Africa and all over the rest of the world, and we're seeing the success happen, there's a cap on Cardano. So as demand, or as the demand goes up and the stock stays low, that is what affects the price of this coin. And that's why, in my opinion, I actually think it's a beautiful thing what is happening, and it is amazing for Cardano.
Honestly, I guess that's what my question was, right? Because my question is, what I'm working through is, how many people actually, like, and I'm just going to clarify, I do. I love this project. And when I buy Cardano, it will be that I do it out of support for Cardano.
And by the way, guys, as soon as we finish these points, I am going to look at the Bitcoin chart because I see this rallying. So hold your horses. We are going to look at that.
But what I'm saying is, like, my question is, how many people, realistically, guys, like realistically, think about it. How many people actually care about what's going on in Africa? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's like the thought process of like, because the fact of the matter, that's what drives the price, is like the amount of people that buy into the project. So how many people, when they see that that's the direction Cardano's heading and not trying to compete with Ethereum, my thought process is, how is that going to affect the price? And that's just my quote.
That's fair. And that's not to say that people don't care about what's going on in Africa. That is to say that people care about what they can see immediately in front of them.
Yeah.
So he's not saying like, oh, we shouldn't care about Africa. He's saying, why is someone in the UK going to be interested in something that doesn't directly affect them? We are selfish creatures by nature. And that's a fair point. My opinion on it is that the reason that Amazon succeeded is because Jeff Bezos, as the leader of that company, didn't look at the price of his stock and say, how can I make the stock price go up? He looked at, how can I make Amazon a better business? And what he worked on were the fundamentals of that business. And now Amazon's worth $2 trillion. The reason that I'm very excited about Cardano is because of what he said, Charles Hoskinson said. In fact, I actually am okay with a CEO saying that. I'd actually prefer for a CEO to say that. Because if the CEO says that and he's so interested in the fundamentals, so long as the fundamentals are going to bring about long-term price appreciation, which I think Cardano it will happen, then when he's focused, when he the CEO or she the CEO is focused on the fundamentals, well, guess what? All kinds of news and this, that, and the other, and announcements and adoptions and technical analysis affects the price. The price is irrelevant. The fundamentals are what matter in the long run. That's why we talk about fundamental analysis being the analysis that you want to do for long-term predictions on cryptocurrencies. That's why I think Bitcoin's going to $1 million is because of its fundamentals, and I actually think that is why Cardano is going to do very well.
Yeah, I closing out this point, I know we're going to go look at the Bitcoin thing. When it comes to, I understand the argument or the question you said there's made, how many people, we're talking about putting money into it, how many people care about Africa. Here's the thing, Africa, and I could be wrong on this, so this, fact check me, but Africa is at least number 3, if not number 2, in the most populated continent in the entire world. So at the moment, it's almost like economically we have a light out in a continent that holds a large majority of the world population.
It's second to Asia right now, and it's projected to become the first most populated by 2045.
And so I'm saying Cardano is going to turn the lights on to number 2 and maybe potentially the number 1 most populated continent in the world. If you don't see how that's large, I don't understand. Like, that is extremely huge.
That's huge. That's a massive
that's all
deal.
I have to say on that.
Yeah. Now, guys, with this news, I'll be honest, I could see Cardano going to $1 trillion market cap in the next several years. Depends on how well the implementation and the execution of their plan goes, but I think it is going to be very good. Let's go ahead and look at the Bitcoin chart really quickly. We're going to go a little bit off the rails. We were going to do some more of this top 3 altcoin analysis. We might have to skim through that a little bit faster. I can be brief on all of those points, but I do want to talk about Bitcoin. Because as you guys can see here on the hourly chart, Bitcoin has had a major rally. It really sucks that we did our price predictions at 9:30 because if we had waited 15 minutes, I would have had all 3 and had a clean sweep. But that's okay, guys. Bitcoin has rallied to $56,159. That is 3.5% in the span of 3 hours. Just this morning, you can see here, these 2 lines right down here are the trades that I made on Bitcoin. I entered at 54,356 and I exited at 54,545. I traded in between this time frame right here. I made about 4%. I was on 10x leverage and ended up doing pretty well on that. But if I had held on to it, then I would have had even more. You can see the volume is increasing exponentially on Bitcoin right now. You can see we're massively overextended on the 3-minute TD sequential, but that's the 3-minute TD sequential, so don't get too caught up with that. It is important for you guys doing scalping though, so do watch the TD sequential down there. That's going to be relevant. RSI on the hourly chart has now gotten overextended farther than we have seen ever since the 13th of April, so do expect to have some consolidation. We do have our neckline on the inverse head and shoulders pattern at $57,000. I told you about 20 minutes ago that we need to hit that, and it looks like that's what's going to happen today as our inverse head and shoulders pattern continues to play out. Makes absolute sense we're going to rally quickly to $57,000 because that is the level that the inverse head and shoulders pattern says we should go to. So this is very good news for anyone in Bitcoin right now. Definitely everybody who is holding it, be looking for long trades. That being said, don't FOMO into this if you're trying to scalp this over on Bybit. There's a lot of money to be made. You can use our link in the description box down below to sign up for Bybit. It's a fantastic exchange. That being said, since Bitcoin has just gone into a $1,000 rally, it is overextended on its RSI, it's overextended on TD sequential, it's overextended on Bollinger Bands and MACD. Be careful about entering a long trade right now. I would wait for the consolidation. Then as it bounces, moves into a bull flag, and then rallies, that's where you might want to look for a long trade. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying it won't make you money, but it is wiser to wait and buy in when the market is a little bit lower and potentially look for some kind of very small short position right now. Let's go to full screen. I want to hear your opinions on what Bitcoin is doing and where you guys think Bitcoin is going to go over the next hour. Give us a 1 in chat if you think it's going to go up and a 2 in chat if you think it's going to go down. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We post a ton of content here and you won't want to miss any of it because we're giving you guys up-to-date information on crypto markets and giving you the tools and the skills needed to become profitable traders of crypto. What are we seeing going on in chat, guys?
Man, the chat recently has been a lot about Cardano. Like someone said here, they said the big message to take away from the Africa movement is Cardano, in Cardano, is that Cardano is giving a start to the future of real Africans, not the rich, not the government, not the politicians, but students. And they're talking about the 5 million students.
Yep.
You're dead on. That's
dead
Dean
on.
Wilson. Absolutely. And someone else commented, they're like, I think we were expecting some breaking or crazy news in there. It didn't really happen the way we thought it was. That's what we were talking about the team this morning. Like, we either thought it was going to explode and do something pretty similar to my prediction of 170, or we thought it was going to drop.
Yep.
Who knew it was going to just go ahead and just kind of hang flat. But that being said, I think for long term, that's actually really good for Cardano. So as he said, even like despite the fact that nothing was like earth shaking in that special, it is good news for the future.
It was
Cardano.
a lot of confirming what was already happening, or at least stuff that we already suspected.
And to be fair, another thing we've talked about on this show, and I've said recently, is the big news. Like this we thought was going to be huge, but we do know in August when Alonzo drops and they start adopting smart contracts.
Yes, that's going to be huge.
That's going to be huge, and so I think people are even looking forward to that. And that's how many months now?
I'm not exactly sure. It's a few months out.
It's a couple months away. So, hang tight. But that is big because that whole thing is how the amazingness of Cardano is it's hanging tight as one of the top cryptocurrencies in the world, despite the fact that it hasn't even fully taking
latest foundations.
Yeah, latest foundations for what it's actually going to be doing.
Yep.
Alonzo will be a massive step at actually it being practical and being used. And that's been a big complaint I've seen on this channel and other channels is that people are like, oh, how is Cardano valuable? It's not even being utilized. That's a good point. Wait till it gets utilized and then see what the value does.
Guys, make sure you hit that like button. If we get another 365 likes before the next 15 minutes are over, we will go into overtime. If we get 1,000 likes, we'll do 15 minutes of overtime so that we are able to get through all of our altcoin content because some breaking stuff happened while we were live today having to do with Bitcoin going into a big rally. We have to crunch this just a little bit, but I do want to talk about those final 3 that we talked about in the title. We said our top 6 cryptocurrency investments for long-term profit potential. I am looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano, but now the question is, what are the other 3? Here are the other 3. Number 1, we're talking about Binance Coin. Let's jump onto my chart really quickly, Smay. The reason that we're looking at Binance Coin is that, number 1, it is sitting at $600 right now. It is up 21% in the last 7 days. Binance Coin is linked to the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, which is Binance, and it is a project that actually has quite a bit of utility. I just wanted to show you that on CoinMarketCap. Let's go back to full screen, and I want to discuss, because I think you guys have some opinions on Binance Coin. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to hear your opinions on Binance Coin in chat. Things like smart contract, their smart chain, different platforms that are built on Binance. In fact, we're about to talk about one of the platforms that is built on Binance Coin. I think that Binance is one of the projects that is going to do very well in the long run. And I do have one concern, which is this. Binance Coin, there is an argument to be made. I'm not saying the argument's correct, and I'm not even saying I agree with this argument, but there is potential for an argument to be made that Binance Coin is a security, because Binance Coin is the cryptocurrency that follows the value of Binance, the exchange. It also has other value, such as it being a platform that you can build things on, but there could be an argument in the future that it's a security. I think I said it's an exchange. Of course it's an exchange. There is an argument to be made in the future that it is a security, and if that is the case, hell and brimstone would rain down on Binance in the United States. So be careful with that. I cannot confirm or deny whether or not it is because there's been no discussion on it, but it's something that I would like for us to be thinking about. I'm not trying to spread FUD about Binance. I think it's a great project, and Changping Zhao is doing a great job of running that. Follow him at CZ Binance over on Twitter. As far as the price action is concerned, guys, let's go ahead and look at that. I'm going to show you guys BNB USD. Over here, Binance Coin has gone into major upswings in the last couple of months. At the beginning of this year, Binance Coin was trading at $38. Ever since then, it has rallied 1,500% in 123 days. It's unlikely we're going to see another 1,500%, but it is pretty likely this cryptocurrency is going to continue to go to the upside. Let's go to full screen. Dasa, No Chill Dasa, who is our researcher, is under the impression that Binance Coin is going to go to $2,000. I am somewhat inclined to agree with him, to be honest with you.
It really could.
I don't know the time frame on that, but I think that is very possible. Binance Coin is worth $100 billion right now. Coinbase's stock is worth $80 billion or so. I think Binance Coin and Coinbase together are probably both going to go to $500 billion in the next several years. If you're looking for another cryptocurrency to invest in, XRP, no. But Binance, yes. I think Binance Coin is a safe bet, and you should consider making it part of your portfolio. I'm thinking about buying some relatively soon as well. Someone said Binance Coin will be one of my bear market targets. There we go. Okay. What are your thoughts on Binance Coin? Do you have any, Tim?
Okay, so this is the non-crypto Tim. I haven't done enough research to have a strong opinion. Like, for example, I've gotten, and some people in this chat are probably going to get ruffled by this, I've gotten a lot of backlash the last couple of days, which I really don't care about, from kind of pooping on XRP. But the issue is I've looked into XRP, and I know what I don't like about it, and so that's why I talk strongly. I've heard accusations against Binance. I've heard it's linked. Someone even just commented. They're like, Binance is terrible. It's owned by the CCP. Stop shilling the trash and is trying to control crypto. If that's true, then yeah, I wouldn't be a Binance fan, because even if the coin goes up, like Jebb was just saying, Dos was looking at it could get to 2,000. That's true. And here's the thing. If you're an XRP fan, you could probably make a lot of money on XRP because it looks like it is going to keep going up. But I am not going to just put money into things because they will encourage money. Because here's the thing. It's like that thought of like being lured into a trap. Like, yeah, you're going to get the meat, you're going to get the food, but before you realize what's happening, you're going to get trapped in the system.
Yep.
The problem at the moment, and we've said this before, is that the system, the economic system, the central banking systems, the control that they have over us is not what is best for either us or even the world economy. And so it's like, actually, hey, what can we do to get away from that? And at the moment, I know XRP is not going to get us away from that. It's actually going to lure us further into it.
Yep.
I don't know about Binance. Maybe Binance is that way. I don't know. I need to do research before I say firmly that that's what it's doing.
Yeah.
But I know that's what a lot of people feel about it. So I'm going to throw that out there.
Yeah, want to hear your take on that, guys. We are going to very quickly move on here to the next project that I want to talk about. And if I look in my planning document, I can go ahead and tell you the next project that I want to pump a little bit, and we're not actually going to do any technical analysis on this just yet unless we do 1,000 likes so that we can extend the stream, because otherwise we have 5 minutes left and we need to talk about price predictions. My next cryptocurrency that you should consider investing in is Polkadot. Polkadot is attempting to reinvent the internet with Ethereum, with Internet 3.0. Again, we can talk about that more in another live stream as we are running out of time today, but if you're looking for a great project that is decentralized, a great project that has a large upside that is not really competing with Ethereum or Cardano or Binance, but doing its own thing and something that I think is very, very bullish, I would look into Polkadot. So that is our fifth coin. And our sixth is none other than PancakeSwap. I think PancakeSwap is a cryptocurrency that you should be paying attention to. It is a cryptocurrency that is actually built on top of the Binance Smart Chain. It is one of those applications of Binance's Smart Chain that we talked about a little while ago. Again, smash that like button if you want to see technical analysis on those two coins, because otherwise we're running out of time. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail there because we do need to talk about our price predictions. So Tim, take it away. What happened?
Well, we talked about this a little earlier. So if you just joined the stream, we told everybody else, but Jebb has won. So that hashtag out there, I think it's hashtag chop down the tree, or chop
Hashtag
the tree, cut the beard,
cut the tree,
whatever it was. It came true. And the truth is, if we had a competition that it predicted the price at 10 o'clock, Jebb would have won all three prices. But the game is what happens at 9:30, in which case, while I did win the prediction of Bitcoin, and I actually even got within the first three numbers, which is big. That's something we were talking about earlier. When you can get the first three numbers of a coin right, that's a pretty good prediction. That being said, though, Jebb did win Cardano with his prediction of 133, and it was sitting at 135. And he won his prediction of Ethereum at 2,628 because it was sitting at 2,747. So close, like within $100 of flipping to my win of a $3,000 prediction, but being close doesn't mean anything in this. It's who is right or who is closest. So Jebb wins. Congratulations, Jebb. That's 2 in a row. And next week, guys, Team Tim. Listen, for being wrong, I was right on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I'm getting better. If you're Team Tim, don't jump ship just yet, because I think the wins are about to start rolling.
We shall
Team
see.
Smay, you're getting a little farther away after all your hot streak, but I still believe in your ability. Maybe you're going to come back. Let us know in chat what you think.
Guys, you have 3 minutes to get 180 likes, and we will extend it into 15 minutes of overtime. Smay, do you want to try and convince them?
Oh my
Do you want to try and convince them?
Like the stream.
Smay's going to cry if you don't like the stream, guys. We're going to have to coddle him after the stream's over if you don't like it. So like the stream. Hashtag, what is it? I forgot the... Cut the beard, chop the tree. Hashtag cut the beard, chop the tree. Let's go. I love who... Someone came up with that. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I think it was...
Jebb just scored 10 crypto touchdowns.
Yeah, I got one touchdown, but unfortunately, you sometimes need more than one touchdown to win the game. And so...
guys, remember, if you hit the like button, we get 1,000 likes. Not only do we extend the stream, but you get a 15-minute Smay stream tomorrow.
Smay will do his own stream, and you guys can go and talk to him.
You guys
That'd be great.
said I'd show you guys my action figure collection. So
Ooh, his action figure collection. Guys, don't want to miss that. He's got all of them out there on his desk. I think you have a lot more at home, don't you?
No, I have a lot more.
Yeah, he has a lot more at home.
Yeah,
If you guys want to see his
doing.
action figure collection, smash that like button. It's actually pretty cool. He's got some great... He's got Hermione out there, and he's got...
Well, that's my Funko Pops.
Those are your Funko Pops.
Yeah.
What all do you have out
I
there?
have a couple Harry Potter Funko Pops.
Some Harry Potter, okay.
I have Jon Snow, even though that show ended very terribly.
Oh,
I
dang.
got
It did. It's true.
Frodo Baggins. Yeah.
Frodo Baggins.
So,
Someone said 1,500 likes interview with 9 Doobie Doug.
not
my
doing
gosh.
done.
That's a reference.
Let that die, please.
Yes, let's let that die. All right, guys. I'm gonna see if we can get to 1,000 likes. We shall
We're close.
see.
I mean, we have
We're close.
less than a minute left.
Guys, you have a minute, guys. Come on.
You have a minute if you want
You
the
have a
stream to
minute.
extend. You have a minute. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it out.
Otherwise, I'm gonna walk
Quickly,
down
the
wall
list.
and get
I will
a
go ahead
sub.
and tell you guys what the list is. It is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Binance Coin, Polkadot, and PancakeSwap. I think those 6 are pretty solid choices and ones that you should look at for your long-term investment portfolio. Again, that is not trading. That is investment. If you're looking to get into a project long-term, I would consider those. Guys, we are 40 likes away, and you got like 30 seconds.
Wow, that's crazy.
If we don't hit it,
I don't think you guys are gonna do it.
I don't think they're going to do it. I don't
think
believe
you guys
him.
are gonna do it.
I don't believe it's going to happen.
There's literally people in this stream. They're just sitting there and haven't hit the like button.
Yeah, there's
isn't
literally...
that crazy?
Can you believe that?
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
There's people just sitting here and they're just watching.
They're just
this
watching
happen.
the stream. They're not hitting the like button.
I
I can't believe that. They just love to watch the world burn.
Oh, we got it.
Yeah, we hit it. Okay, so we are extending the
There we
stream
go.
into overtime. There we go. Perfect, guys. So we actually have the ability to do some technical analysis on Polkadot and on PancakeSwap now. So if you're ready,
go.
give me a 1 in chat for 10 seconds. No spamming. We need to be civilized here, but we will do some technical analysis. So let's jump onto my chart, and we shall get started. Polkadot is a cryptocurrency that I already have a ton of analysis on my chart, and there is quite a bit I want to talk about on Polkadot, as I've talked about in the last couple of days, so I'm very glad we extended because I didn't want to have to leave this on the table. This is my analysis on Polkadot. It actually looks very similar to Bitcoin. If you look at the Bitcoin chart, you can see Bitcoin was in a downtrend, broke the 20 daily EMA, had a red 9 flash on TD sequential, has a bullish MACD cross coming in tomorrow. That is exactly what's happening on Polkadot. 2 days ago, I switched between these charts and I said, spot the difference. Spot the difference. They're the same chart. There's literally almost no difference. Polkadot and Bitcoin are doing very, very similar things at the moment, so let's break it down. Break it down. It'll be great, guys. If we look at the 20 exponential moving average on Polkadot, we can see that we are attempting to break bullish above it right now, just like we are on Bitcoin. This is extremely good news. For anyone who is in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, we have a video down here called the 20 EMA. It's 10 minutes and a second long, and in that video, I go over what the 20 EMA is and why it's so important. In brief, it is an exponential moving average that defines whether you're in an uptrend or a downtrend. The fact that we're breaking this over on Polkadot is a very good sign that we're going into an uptrend. Another good sign of that is that that green 9 flash down on the Polkadot chart down here around $29. This has led in part to a big rally on Polkadot. And over just the last 6 days, we have moved to the upside 26%. One last thing to look at here on Polkadot is that we're about to see a bullish MACD cross on it. So for any of you guys who are swing traders and looking for a trade for between 3 to 7 days to hold, the bullish MACD cross on Polkadot, the 20 exponential moving average getting crossed, and the fact that we had a 9 flash on TD sequential, plus the fact that RSI bottomed out at 30 and is now pulling back up above 50, moving into bullish territory, this is prime entry opportunity for a short, not for a short trade, for a short-term long trade. We're talking 3 to 5 to maybe 7 days, somewhere in there. That looks something like this. An entry price probably around $37. Honestly, right around where it is right now would be fine. Be careful with your stop loss. You don't want to get stopped out on this one because I would say Polkadot is probably going to between $42 and $45 in the next 7 days based on everything that I can see from the RSI and the MACD. That is the trade. As far as the long term, let's go back to full screen and discuss that. Polkadot is attempting to build something called Internet 3.0, Web 3.0. Polkadot has been trying to do this for a while and is making a lot of progress. We don't have time to go into all of that right now, but they're trying to build a decentralized version of the internet. There have been a lot of cases lately of different people being basically shut down from the internet because a couple of major companies, one of them being Amazon Web Services, a subsidiary of Amazon, can terminate you on their accounts. They can terminate your ability to connect to the internet. There are certain central powers on the internet that act like utilities, but also, as far as censorship, act like private companies, and you can't really do anything about it, and you can get shut down from what's one of the big problems that Cardano is trying to face? Lack of connectivity. Well, what's one of the problems that some people face in the first world? Lack of connectivity, because they're able to get kicked off. If you decentralize the internet, that's not something that can happen anymore, and it opens the floor for freedom of speech, which is what the internet was built for in the first place. So that is why this is a project that I'm looking for in the long term. So I want to hear your thoughts on that in the comments and in the chat. What do you guys think about Polkadot? And Smay, I know you love Polkadot. Can you give us your thoughts on it, buddy?
I love Polkadot.
That was a great thought.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, I'll say. So, guys, Polkadot is really cool because I've said this before, but so I'll make it pretty brief, so I'm not like talking your ears off. But the thing I like about Polkadot compared to Ethereum and Cardano, and less now Cardano, because Cardano's obviously we talked about how I feel like it's doing a whole different thing. Polkadot is very much focused on like the recreational use of blockchain technology, which I think is like kind of like an important thing to think about, right? Because a lot of people are like, you know, DeFi, and I get it, and it's DeFi is great, but like there's something about just like, oh, you want to have like a decentralized like internet where you don't have to worry about your data being stolen every 2 seconds. That's pretty awesome. Like that's pretty awesome. Or like having the fact that like you'll have a decentralized identity just across the board. That's pretty lit. So that's all, that's
pretty
all
lit.
I gotta say.
That's some great fundamental analysis, guys. That's pretty lit. That's fantastic. That's great. Cool. Well, guys, Polkadot is a project that I would consider heavily investing in the long run. And by the way, guys, if you've just tuned in and this is your first time joining us, hit that subscribe button. We are fast approaching 100,000 subscribers, and everyone who has subscribed to this channel has found so many funny instances of me completely tripping over my words. We need to make a compilation out of that.
It'd be a good one.
It'd be a good one. It'd be pretty funny.
You know what else we need to make a compilation
I do have
about?
a piece of interesting information,
What?
though. Okay.
The amount of times that we talk about CT2A, guys. Come on.
Join the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy with a link in the description box down below if you want to learn more about how to do technical analysis. What's up, Tim?
Jebb, what is going to be happening today at 5 p.m.?
What is going to be happening today at 5 p.m. is that I am going to be joining our Discord server, which we haven't talked about in a while. Sorry about that. We, I believe, have a link for our Discord server in the description box down below. Let's see. Yes, we do. If you want to join our Discord server, the link is in the description box down below, and I'm going to be joining a call and talking to you guys for about 10 minutes at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. I have a very special announcement that I want to give you guys over there, so join the Discord server with the link in the description box down below. Join our community. We have a couple thousand people over there, and it is going strong, and it is amazing. And if you want to see that, I encourage you to go ahead and join us. It'll be 5 o'clock. Make sure you're there. Let's see. What else we got? We ready to move on to some
Yeah, I think for now we're good.
Good deal. Guys, we are going to move on to PancakeSwap. So let's go ahead and jump onto my screen. PancakeSwap is currently sitting down here around 24 on CoinMarketCap. It's trading at $40, down 4% on the day, and is worth $6.5 billion, sitting at $6.5 billion. If we look at PancakeSwap's chart, though, we can see this cryptocurrency has rallied quite a bit ever since March of this year. In fact, over the last 40 days, it is up nearly 400%, moving to a current all-time high that was set yesterday at $45. We're above... Let's do that. Excuse me. PancakeSwap lives on the Binance Smart Chain, and it is a type of DEX, a decentralized exchange where you can, in a decentralized fashion, exchange cryptocurrency. It's pretty cool. It's something that you guys definitely want to look into. Has some applications with gambling and whatnot. It is a great project as far as I can tell. We're going to talk more about that in a future video because right now we're doing technical analysis on it. But one thing I do want to point out to you guys is that we've rallied to 81 on the RSI for Cake, and we have seen the MACD move very far to the upside, higher than it's ever been, of course. Here's the thing you guys have to be careful of with PancakeSwap. As far as investing in it, it's probably a decent investment for the long term. Of the 6 projects we're talking about here, this is the one that I'm the least confident in, but there's a reason it's in the top 6. As far as trading it, though, I warn you to be careful because this project is currently in something that we call price discovery mode. When a project is in price discovery mode, it means that the project has not figured out its underlying intrinsic value yet, and it's actually trading around it. Bitcoin belongs at $56,000. Why? Because its intrinsic value is sitting somewhere around $56,000. That's the whole purpose of analysis, is to figure out what is the difference between the price and the intrinsic value. and then you trade based on that difference. We don't know what the intrinsic value of Cake is right now because we're still in price discovery mode. So if you're trading it, be careful. If you're looking to invest in it, I think it's a decent project for the long run. But again, I think these other 5 that we've talked about are better projects to invest in for the long run. But this is one that you're going to want to keep in your back pocket. Let's go to full screen. Guys, I want to hear your opinions on Cake in the comments. Give me a 1 if you like it and a 0 if you don't like it. Do that for like 15 seconds. Let's not go crazy spamming the chat. And guys, remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, subscribe to the channel because we are fast approaching 100,000 subscribers. And we come on this channel every single day. And our mission here is to help liberate you from the people that are holding you down, the traditional financial markets, the traditional educational systems. A lot of these systems that operate in our world are hurting you. And it is our job here at this channel to give you the ability to take back that freedom that you have had taken from you through the use of cryptocurrencies. Guys, if you want to learn how to become a better trader, a more profitable trader, and unlock your full potential in cryptocurrency, subscribe to the channel because we are constantly making content that tries to help you. We make this channel for you. So if you are interested in that, subscribe to the channel. What do we see in chat, Tim?
Trying to find...
Somebody wants to know if they should do Bybit.
Someone should know if they should do Bybit. You should sign up for Bybit. The link is in the description box down below, actually. If you sign up for that link down there, you will be helping to support the channel. Guys, Bybit is a fantastic cryptocurrency exchange. It is the one that we personally recommend, and if you sign up with our link, like I said, it will be helping to support this channel. By the way, another thing I have to mention is our support email. If you guys have any questions about the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy or Bybit or subscribing to the channel and why you should do it, then send us an email, support@cryptojebb.com. We will get back to you ASAP. If you need to get in contact with us, that's how you can do that. Guys, we're going to spend the last 5 minutes here answering some questions. So any questions you guys have, let's go ahead and drop them in chat, and we will take a peek. What do we see happening here? Someone says CT2A should be your first investment. Yes, you should. I've talked about many times that whether you do it with us or with someone else, you should always invest in your education first because you are the only thing that you will always have. You never know what's going to happen to Bitcoin, but so long as you're around, you're the best investment you have because if something happens to you, well, then all of your investments are moot anyway. Isn't that the case? So invest in yourself.
Someone did ask, what tools are you using for your technical analysis?
So I do my technical analysis on a website called TradingView. If you click the link for CT2A down below, I actually have a full 35-minute video detailing exactly how to use TradingView because it can be a somewhat complicated software. It is a very powerful software and one that you need to learn. If you want to learn how to use it, the link's in the description box down below. However, as far as different technical indicators, I use MACD, Bollinger Bands, TD Sequential, RSI, volume, moving averages, exponential moving averages, VPVR. I use a ton of them, and I detail all of them in CT2A as well. I hate to keep shelling it, but at the end of the day, that is where you can go to learn all of them, so the link is down below. What else we got?
All right, so this is the good one. I know you've answered this before, Jebb, but I want you to answer it again. Oswald Arthur asks, and I don't know, Oswald, if you're new here. If you are, welcome. But your question is great because Jebb loves to answer this question.
Yes.
It is, he asked, I'd love to have a list of book suggestions, maybe 5 to 10, to learn my way around crypto and blockchain.
Yeah, so Oswald, in the future, we are planning on actually having a page on our website, which is in the process of being developed, where we are going to have a page, and I'm going to actually list all of my book recommendations, so look forward to that. I'll be constantly updating that. I'm actually reading a book that doesn't have to do with cryptocurrency right now called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Fantastic book. If you've never read this book, this needs to be in your repertoire. You need to have read this. It's a fantastic book. It's not about crypto, but guys, you got to realize profiting in crypto is not about picking the right coin. It's not even necessarily about learning technical analysis, although that is a tool. It's about understanding how to be a successful person and to be a highly effective person, as this book would call it. You need to learn how to do that, and that is actually what's going to lead you to success in cryptocurrency markets. Learning technical analysis is the tool you need, but you got to have the underlying knowledge and mindsets of successful people if you're going to be successful in cryptocurrency. In the same way that if you're going to be successful in real estate, you got to know how to be a successful person, but you also have to know how to use the real estate market. Two things. So as far as one book that I'm reading right now, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, read that book. Another book is The Bitcoin Standard. That one does have to do with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and is one that every single one of you watching the stream, there's 1,309 people watching here, there should be 1,309 copies of The Bitcoin Standard on 1,309 desks. It's a fantastic book, one that you should not miss. It is the book that we talk about a ton. It is by Safadine Amos. Another book that would be great for you guys to read is called Extreme Ownership. Doesn't have to do with cryptocurrency, but again, the way that you become successful in cryptocurrency is not just about learning cryptocurrency. As far as the next 5 to 10 guys, I'm not going to go into a bunch of books. We can do that in another video, but those are a few that should get you started. Definitely read those first two, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and the Bitcoin Standard. Guys, I think reading is one of the things that will separate your future from being successful and being not successful, so make sure you invest in yourself before you even consider investing in anything else. It is absolutely incredibly important. Guys, sub-smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's see. We have time for one more question.
Well, this is a short one, so we might have time for 2.
Okay.
Someone asked, which channel on your Discord will you be at at 5 p.m. on Eastern?
I actually don't know because the marketing team set this up. So we will get back to you on that. Check the community tab and we'll try and talk about that over there. I think they're going to be announcing that somewhere. Someone said the 4-Hour Work Week. I don't like that book. I'm just going to, I don't have time to get into it, but that is not a book I recommend personally. Let's see. Is there a video on CT2A on TD Sequential? There isn't right now, but there is one coming, so watch out for that. Let's see here.
Here's a good one, and we've discussed this, and we can kind of close the stream out with this.
Okay.
I've seen a couple people asking, what is our plan for hitting 100,000 subscribers? Because we are not weeks, we are days away from hitting that.
Yep.
So, first of all, if you want to get us a little closer to making that decision, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Yes, indeed.
Second of all, what are you guys thinking so far? Give us ideas in chat what you guys think we should do. / Smay and Jebb, what are your guys' thoughts?
I don't know. I have obviously my ideas are going to be a little bit too extreme, so I'm going to wait till other people give better ideas.
Oh boy, what are we going to do for 100K? This is a question that we have been talking about here for quite a bit. You guys might not know this. How many people are on our team now? 11?
Yeah, I think so.
I think 11. There's 11 people on this team, and there is like 500 hours a week of work to do. I'm not even exaggerating. That's why we have so many people working with us. There's so much going on that we actually haven't put a ton of thought into it just yet. We're going to, probably today, but it's something that we would love input on, actually. So if you have any ideas of what we should do at 100K, tell us.
Someone said make Smay sing in every single stream.
We probably will do a course giveaway, by the way. People are talking about that. There is a pretty good chance that we will do a course giveaway.
Yeah, no,
that'll probably happen.
We are working right now to structure that in a very effective way. Another thing we've talked about, let us know in chat if you guys would love to see this, or if you would participate in it. Another thing we have considered doing is starting a what do you call it? Donations. I don't know how I'm trying to say. Sponsorship.
Sponsorship.
If you guys would want to be a part of a sponsorship program where we're able to sponsor people to go through CT2A.
Yes.
Because, listen, we understand, we hear, like, day after day, we get emails, we get messages of people saying, hey, I would love to take CT2A, but unfortunately, right now, I can't afford it. And here's the thing. First of all, for those of you who don't know, it costs $349. It is worth every single penny, but we are very aware that some people do not have $349 just sitting in their account. We can't just give it away for free to every single person, because that would then kill our ability as a business to be able to continue to bring you the breaking content day in and day out that you guys need. Yep. But we are very aware, and we are wrapping our brain around payment systems. We are wrapping our brain around a new course that would potentially be even a little bit cheaper. And we are wrapping our brain around how can we get this to as many people for free as possible while still making smart business plans. And one of the things that we could do is have help from you guys to sponsor people to go through it. So if that is something you'd be interested in being a part of, make sure you hit up our support email at support@cryptojebb.com and let us know you want to be a part of that.
Guys, if you did enjoy today's live stream, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, sign up for the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, and Bybit with the link in the description box down below. If you have any questions, email us support@cryptojebb.com and follow us on Instagram and Twitter @CryptoJebb. Guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's live stream. I very much hope you did enjoy. Before I go, though, guys, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.